regards to this. A young woman that's been on the internet making the men extremely upset. She literally advocates for something very similar to what you're
Who is
talking
this?
about. I'll put it in the back chat.
It begins with a C.
A P.
Oh, P. Okay, never mind. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm just like I'm usually really curious to understand the like, I of course disagree. I think that, everybody has value in this world, even if we can't directly see it. We don't know if their genealogy needs to exist for that next, like, you never know. It's such a genetic variation that's within humanity. There are things that we probably haven't tapped into yet, but we haven't hit the right combination of people yet, right? Like, every new lineage creates the possibility that something incredible can come out of that lineage, right? Like, we might not have an iPhone, or we might not have refinement practices. We might not have certain things had certain people not existed. Because it's not like just by existing in humanity that we're just by sheer age of
Or,
length
or
existence.
if we didn't have the iPhone, we wouldn't have beautiful black babies mining the cobalt that goes
That's
inside
fair.
the
No,
iPhone.
that's fair. And
A
the
lot of
person
people,
who,
it's the truth.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
the
no, that's
truth. Your
fair.
iPhone is made because beautiful black, beautiful 5 and 6 year olds who are in Congo, they're forced to mine the cobalt. They don't have any labor practices. They don't have any labor laws in Congo.
Yeah, there's another group of people that are responsible for that. But
Oh,
to
being
not veer
here,
off of the point, hang on, to
that's
not
not
veer off of
so.
the point, let's stay right on this topic. So I understand what you're trying to say about the genetic selection. However, the problem with a shallow gene pool is that after a few generations, you wind up with people who look like the British royal family. So without that diversity and the chance and possibility of people who are not quite as attractive, you will then, because of eventual inbreeding, wind up with the very thing that you were looking to avoid. You need that diversity in order to continue to
Yeah,
create.
I always thought that King Charles looked like incomplete, like he wasn't finished.
Yeah,
But when he was
Incomplete is
born,
crazy.
a lot going on.
I heard something like really interesting, Cat, the other day. In regards to that the eggs produce a chemical that specifically selects the sperm cell that they want for to be impregnated by. So
Yeah,
previously it was thought that the faster swimmer got there, or whoever was left around when the egg drop got there, or some variant theory to that. But they just realized that there's a chemical that attracts a specific sperm cell, and maybe the universal design needs these people to exist, right? The intelligent design would suggest that
yeah,
if there's something specifically selecting sperm, then there's a specific need for each individual to exist, similar to like honeybees, right? Like, if
yeah.
they disappear, everything disappears. They could be annoying, or something we don't want to deal with on a day-to-day basis, or it's just it's various things that the way the ecosystem of the world is set up. It's things that we might not understand, but are necessary, and the removal of them will alter and change the existence of reality as we know it. Like, I think there are long-term effects to all of the deletions that have happened. We just don't know exactly what they are because we're living in the existence plane post that occurrence.
Yeah.
But had that not been able to exist, who knows where we would be at as a society from what those children could have brought forth. Because, like you say, it is 1 in a billion that we will have somebody with such intellectual prowess that they change the world. But we need that billion people to get that one and get to that point.
I want to let everybody know in the chat real quick. I am not for abortion, by the way. For people in the chat, I just want to let people know that.
Oh, yeah.
Marcus, have you ever done? Maybe I shouldn't ask you this. Maybe I should ask you. Well, I could ask you. You ever done psychedelics?
No,
Oh,
no,
okay. Kind of like a
so
psychedelic conversation. Go ahead.
so the reason I haven't is because I'm like, what do they say? It's a fine line between like actually losing yourself and then pushing boundaries. And I
Yeah,
naturally push boundaries mentally. And I'm worried about if would I push myself past the boundary and not be able to come back from it based off of the way my brain already works.
Yeah, mushrooms will do that to you, man.
Yeah.
That's why I don't do drugs. That right
DMT,
there, I'm like,
yeah.
I'm gonna get addicted and
I thought about
do the
man,
most.
Yeah, yeah.
Be sniffing off people at harassing.
And now,
Oh,
can I ask you a question real quick? And now, can I ask you a question? Would you ever date a dude with Down syndrome?
Why do you ask such extreme questions?
No. How's that extreme? We're all human beings. I'm just asking you. Would you ever? No.
My entire life, I've met one person with Down syndrome. I don't. Why? This is a very extreme
I'm
question.
just asking you.
yeah.
Would you date someone with Down syndrome? I'm just asking a question. Just a question.
I wouldn't be opposed to it. I don't. Why did you feel the need to listen?
All right.
Hang on.
No, that's not even fair. We're not even gonna do that, chaotic. No, because now you done made her lie.
No, I'm
Talk about she wouldn't be opposed to it.
No, hey, look, she's been consistent with her thoughts on dating. Like,
I don't even
she's
want to
been
do
pretty
that.
consistent.
No.
Not just.
But that is an unfair question.
But this is the thing, right? Chaotic has asked me if I would date somebody who weighs over what would you say, 250, I think was it, or 300. I told you I have.
Okay.
Yeah, I told you I have, right? And there are, we could discuss this offline, but there are people who could validate that, right? You've asked me if I would date somebody dark skinned. I told you I have.
Dark skin.
Yep. You said somebody black as night or something. I can't remember the term that you used, but you ask me these questions every time we get on together. And I have proof.
Hey,
that
Kelvin,
I
I see a little silly ass comment, Kelvin. Go ahead.
So I wish you would just stop asking me these questions.
No, because you're so open. Because you're so open, and you believe that, it's like it sounds like you really
listen. No, but here's the thing. I understand that I'm not disingenuous to the point that I'm going to say that every woman out there thinks like me. I know that there are women who would not do that, who that criteria they just won't even acknowledge his existence. I get that, right? But for you to direct these questions at me when time and time again I have displayed to you that I am open, that as long as the person seems like they would be a good person, that I'm interested in getting to know them. Why do we have to continue to go down this route?
We're talking about eugenics, and I was just curious to see if you were really
We've also decided to agree to disagree that it's not eugenics, that eugenics don't.
Can I ask you a question real quick?
Okay. All right, I got you.
Yeah,
Would you date a California raisin?
Oh my god, that's a different species.
Damn. All right, y'all.